All right, we're going to call this meeting to order at 5:01. We're going to make a motion I make a motion to move into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056E. We are consulting with potential new legal counsel for the town.
I second it.
All in favor?
We are in executive session.
All right. All right, I make a motion that we come out of executive session at 5:21 p.m.
I second it.
All in favor?
Should we mention we're gonna recess until 6?
We're going to recess the rest of the select board meeting until 6 p.m. Regularly scheduled. I guess we'll get started here. All right, we'll call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock, or resume this meeting, I should say. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so I said call it to order, but we're actually just resuming it because we already called it to order at 5 o'clock. We met with a potential legal counsel via Zoom at 5, so
Do you have that? We can sign that.
we'll get that. So, where are we here? Approval of the select board minutes from January 28th. I had made one quick correction. Did you have a chance to look at that correction? over?
No, I didn't see your correction.
Sorry. Just on, I just had it noted that we discussed using the pavement, the budget for 25-26 for pavement was the only correction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't catch that.
So I make a motion to approve these minutes as written.
I second it.
In favor?
So that should be reversed. It should obviously be check numbers 15 and 860, not expenses, and then equal.
Oh, okay. That's check numbers.
Yeah.
So warrant number 35, we have checked numbers 15,868 through 15,883 for a total expense of $103,908.61. Receipts 1467 through 1549, totaling $81,021.88. 2023 real estate taxes year to date is 94.3. Did that go down? Wasn't it 94.6?
No, it was 94.2, I thought.
Was it? Oh, was it? We're doing
Very
better.
much.
In 2024, we're at 82.2%.
We may pass it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything for open session at this moment in time? Perfect.
Can I ask, how did your meeting go with the lawyer? Was it okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it went good. So they represent a whole bunch of different municipalities.
Oh, good.
Wales, Leeds, Turner, Buckfield, Andover, Avon. They also represent the Lewiston Housing Authority. So it went really well. They do they do a reduced rate for municipalities compared to what they normally charge. So
Nice.
so
So no $500 phone calls?
No.
not unless we're on the phone for a bit. Yeah, yeah. So normally, I guess their hourly rate is $400 an hour. In municipalities, they're charging what they were at 10 years ago at $185 an hour. So, so we're gonna. It's not like a retainer, but it's like a commitment letter or whatever. It's essentially that we'll.
Engagement letter.
Yeah. So we'll sign that agreement and then. As we need them, that's how we'll get billed.
Nice.
We're not under contract or obligated either way, so it should work out
That
pretty
sounds
good.
reasonable.
Yeah. So he personally has done a lot with real estate and right of ways and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like that's probably going to be one of our first hurdles. If I had to guess, would be all of the town-owned properties, and then. Possible issues with public easements in town here. I think that will probably be with that being said, I actually had Diane, I texted her today, and I got just whatever, thinking about things in the meeting, because Mary Ann had asked last meeting about what we're doing with the town-owned properties, etc. So I had Diane start to compile a list of the properties that we own, and basically if we do actually get to the point where they're sold, what will we recoup for the town, total dollar figures, if we were to sell them all. And then also, like, whoever buys them is hopefully gonna pay their taxes on them, so then what will our tax revenue increase on that? So like, we discussed the Newton property last time, we were total expenses around $16,000 that we have into the whole property, and we were under contract and it fell through due to not being able to get a clear title, but just having that, back, that 16,000 that we've expensed out, and then also whatever the taxes are in that property for whoever buys it, so we just want to have an actual dollar figure.
Great.
And then that lawyer is also sending over a memo for all the new laws that have changed for tax acquired properties and what has to go through that.
Oh, nice.
It's more lengthy than it used to be. And I asked him, does that also include like properties that we've owned for decades? Because one of the properties we've had since the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that if you haven't moved it, then it's probably going to fall under those laws. So we'll have to follow with all of them. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, any other questions on that? Yes.
Is there a list somewhere of those available properties and what they're worth?
So if you go to the O'Donnell website and if like under owner, if you search town of Sumner, they do all pop up, and there's a value of each property, but there's no assessed taxes for any of them.
But it'll say how many acres or
Yep.
whatever is with, okay.
Yep, I will.
All right, thank you.
Yep. So I guess you can go to the planning board next. You can see that Fred Collins has stepped down. We received his resignation last Wednesday, which we had posted, because it's kind of been coming. He's had some health issues, etc. So we are actively looking for a CEO, if you're so inclined to become licensed and do those sorts of things.
Or if you know somebody else who is.
Yeah.
They don't have to be a resident of the town.
Right. Don't have to be a resident of the town. We have a year to go through all the different things that we have to do, to become a LPI, et cetera. So we have reached out to someone that offered to help us out in the interim if we had any issues that came up, which I believe was Hartford's CEO. He's not looking to take us on or anything, but if we have any issues in the interim, we're going to double check, but they had offered in the past to cover us. So, with that being said, Jeff, planning board report?
No, they didn't have any building notifications. We had a gentleman come up with some questions on his property down here on 219 and met with the owner of the mobile home park. One of the other things we discussed, the deputy town clerk brought to our attention the Sumner fee schedule. Do you guys have that in front of
Yes.
you?
Right here.
Nope. You got him over there.
Right here.
Okay, so under the section violations, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down, it currently reads 3 times the permit fees and up to 100 a day from date of notification of violation. So that was a throwback from before we changed this. What was it, like August or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't make really much sense now because the application fee is a minimum of $50 anyways. So it would be 150. If it was 3 times 50, it would be 150 and up to $100. So what we have suggested for the select board is to respectfully consider changing that section in the fee schedule to read 30 a day up to 100 a day from date of notification of violation.
Yep.
And essentially what that does is, that is more in line with what it used to say, when a building notification was $10, 3 times 10 is 30, so
Right.
we figured we'd start at 30 and give a range up to 100 to kind of allow the select board to have a little teeth in the event that it's needed.
So that'd be determined on an as-case basis.
Yes, yep.
Yep, I don't have a problem with that.
Do you have any questions, or should I move on?
Nope,
Okay.
I'll make a motion on that in a minute, probably.
And finally, just as a reminder, on the 18th, which is next week, we're going to be meeting with Erica Buffkins from AvCog to give us a start-off point for the comprehensive plan.
I knew I had something on the 18th, but I could not remember what it was.
Now you remember.
I actually have it saved in my calendar as an event, but I didn't label it, so.
And then the following planning board meeting, which is the first Tuesday of March, we're going to really start tackling the proposed or new ordinances. So,
Yep.
that's all I have.
All right. So we actually videotaped this last planning board, so you guys can see that on video. Just because we had Scott Ferlin, who's the new owner of the Mobile Home Park, come in, and there's some issues on the driveway entrance that's in the middle of the two end entrances, and whether that was legal or illegal, and there was a bunch of back and forth, and tried to learn the history of it, but there was actually at one point a fourth entrance that had been opened up. And all the stuff that you look through, like you can Google search it, there's Sun Journal, newspaper articles on it, and a bunch of different things. So we actually had a fourth opening in the berm right across from Railroad Ave. And if you drive by and look at it, you can actually see where he filled it back in. So all that stuff from 2015 and I believe it was the fall of 2015, that was actually in reference to that opening, not the one that's GPS located to the 1,050 feet up, which is where that 225 or 229? 222 is currently. So technically that can go through from 140 to McNeil Road. So we got to the bottom of that. Took us a minute because we were talking about 4 different entrances versus it only being 3. So that's where that's at. So I apologize to Scott for his people originally putting in their building notifications with not 100% filled out. We were missing a couple of VIN numbers and whatnot, but due to the previous office staff, that had gotten lost. So they have to go back and refile all that. So, but it was a good meeting. We got where we needed to be. So that's that. I think that's it for planning board. Do you want to make a motion on this?
On accepting that change?
Yeah.
Yes, I make a motion that we accept the changes to the planning board on the fee schedule for violations to $30 a day up to $100 a day from date of notification
I second it.
of violation.
All in favor? Alright, so we're gonna update that. I would also mention, for those who are listening and whatnot, I've heard a couple of complaints about the fee schedule being changed. Everybody's used to $10.
Yeah.
When you add up the code enforcement officer's stipend, or what's budgeted for him, that's $13,000. Fred was only taking 5. I assume we're gonna have to go above 13 to get somebody to take over. And then we got planning board stipends, not to mention Norma's time involved with doing all this process. So the whole idea of the fees being what they are is to basically cover our costs of what it takes to actually get this process done throughout the town. Not to, create all this wealth coming into the town, because we're not gonna have that many notifications, but currently everybody's paying for somebody to build something with a notification through tax dollars. So we just want it to be able to get to the point where it's, whoever's building something is paying for the cost that it takes to build something, if that makes sense, but, so that's the whole idea behind that.
Can I just point out
Yes.
that even if it was money to the town, that money comes off of the tax bills. So like, that's revenue that we take in, that we take off what we're gonna spend next year.
Right.
Before we figure out taxes.
So, that's that, so that's all updated. Alright, we do not have an RSU 10 report. Mr. Doug,
There's a meeting at 6:30 at the Buckfield High School.
oh, there is,
Yes,
okay,
next, I wanna say Thursday of this week or Thursday of next week, I don't remember.
okay.
I'll have to go look.
So there's a school board meeting either this Thursday or next
Oh, was
Thursday.
it last night?
Yeah.
Oh, last night, okay, never mind.
Oh, it was last night?
Oh.
Okay, I'm really paying attention.
That's all
You
right.
knew there was one.
I did.
I did post it, I sent an email out, townwide email, because Kristen had asked.
Oh,
Nice,
okay.
Right,
They were allowing remote participation, so she
Right.
was hoping.
Oh, okay.
oops.
So probably next time we'll have an update on what that was. So I have 2 fire department reports, one from Doug and one from Brian. Doug says, make sure I got the right one. All is well, equipment checks and training are up to date and the trucks are stickered for another year. And Brian says, to add what Doug said, last Thursday we inspected our utility truck. It needs a part replacement, tie rod end to pass inspection. The part has been ordered and the truck will be stickered at the same time as the part is replaced. The roster currently stands at 15 and we had one member leave a month or 2 ago and picked up another, so it's essentially stayed the same. Also asked if we could please get the budget for the department, make sure everybody's staying on budget. So, stay on budget. Stay on budget, people. Alright, Mr. Corson, you were up, sir.
Yeah, not much talk about the road yet. I'm having a tough time getting salt. It was a week and a half getting the load that's up there now. We ran out on that last storm. We got a load there now. We're supposed to have another one tomorrow. So I just gotta stay right on the ball ordering because it's gonna be tough to get it. We only put 4 load in there. I got some estimates back from the grader. I believe hopefully we can get the whole job done between 17 and 18,000. We'll have Alfred's gonna rebuild it.
Yep.
We got a price for a reman, that's way too much for a reman. So I guess we gotta just go ahead with this.
So for those of you who don't know, the grader broke down and thought it was just a head gasket, but it was gonna end up being a complete rebuild of the engine. So the reman total estimate is $32,000. And to rebuild it, the total estimate, if worst case scenario, is looking at like $24,000. There is some possible savings. That's worst case scenario, like on the rebuild. If the head is not cracked and it can be rebuilt, then that's different than the $5,000 if it needs to be replaced. And same with like the radiator.
Radiator is $5,000 for that, almost
Yeah.
5,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So if we can fix the radiator that's in it, get it recored. or
I'll
do
take
it.
it to Lincoln Radiator and get another opinion, see if they can fix it.
So that might save, that is what he's saying might get us down more to the 17 or 18,000. versus, and if the same thing on this one, if we got that done, it would possibly be down 27, 28. What is the, my only question is, what would be the warranty on the reman?
The reman is 1 year.
1 year.
But Alfred's gonna give us a 30 on his,
30 day.
30 day.
Yeah.
Which is, I think is fair, if it, you know,
Yeah.
starts up and goes good for 30 days, I think he's got it pretty
Right.
well under control. And Alfred's done many, he could do these with his eyes closed. We don't want him to, but he could.
Yeah,
So pretty much all I have to do is, if we get this approved, I'll go ahead and tell him, and he thinks between 4 to 6 weeks.
6 weeks. So just have to get going on it
So
anyways.
we gotta get going on it.
We're gonna need it in 8 to 12.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's coming quick,
We hope.
yes.
Just, so that fund for equipment, do I have to make a motion on that? Probably should, huh?
Probably should.
Alright, well, I would make a motion that we would have WA Lucas Enterprises rebuild the current engine versus a reman, I would say.
Yeah, I second that.
Alright, all in favor? Alright,
Alright, sound good.
have them get started on that, I guess.
That's all I have.
That's all you have? No Brandon, no report currently. Forms, reports, correspondence, nothing, new business. Well, we got old business. Stewart's case has been postponed. It should be Friday, this coming Friday, on February 14th at 1:30 p.m. Bill is definitely gonna be there, and so is Mary Ann currently. I may or may not be in attendance, we'll see what my schedule looks like, provided it doesn't get postponed again. See?
Bill, do you still have all those letters from before, or did you give them to
Uh,
Mary Ann?
Mary Ann has those as a copy of all the letters here at the office,
Okay,
along with the petition, the originals.
okay,
And Mary Ann has a copy. Actually, she has 2 copies. I believe she has 1 copy that she's going to be able to present to the judge if that's necessary, if he hasn't had a chance to receive these. And then she's gonna keep a copy for her own personal records.
good. Thank you.
Hopefully. Are you planning on going?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. I would like to, but I have to take Rich to Augusta on Friday.
Yeah, we'll see. I probably can make it. I don't think I have anything scheduled.
If we didn't have to go to Augusta, I definitely would.
Yeah, I knew that you were planning on
I
going in the
was,
past.
yeah.
It may get postponed again. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
It was the day before at 1:30 in the
Yeah,
afternoon
sure.
that I got the last notice it was gonna be postponed.
Right,
So hopefully we'll get through with this time. We can get it behind us.
yes.
Right?
Thanks, Bill.
Let's bury this one.
Alright. The Board of Appeals has 1 opening. We only have 1 opening now?
Bonnie Bishop, I believe,
Oh, okay.
has signed up.
Perfect. I had actually went to the previous Board of Appeals chair to get some of the history on that trailer park opening. That's good. Planning Board has 1 opening for an alternate, and we are still looking for members who would be interested in working on updating the comprehensive plan. It was last done in 2014. So there's that. Does anyone have anything else that they want to discuss?
Just a question, when is the budget committee going to be?
We just scheduled the first meeting for March 7th.
March
March
7th.
7th.
Okay.
So, yeah, got a couple weeks.
Yes.
It's got some bugs in some ears.
And just talking about the budget a little bit, I'm starting to get a few complaints about the Christmas lights still on. Them gonna be planning on being shut off.
We can?
That's just what people.
You know what, I'll take that. You know what I mean? That's fair. Yeah, yeah, you can shut them off.
Keep them up there, but
That's
just shut them
probably
off.
why we got $1,100.
That's what it is, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It has nothing to do with the heat pumps.
Wasting money.
Yeah, our light bill was, what, $1,050?
Yeah.
So the heat pumps are good, as long as it's not too cold. So we switched back to oil.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah, we
1,000
always had that option, and actually that was recommended, that,
We actually
if,
did it in the office months ago.
yeah.
Right, but the
Our
rest of
department's been asked to do it now.
the rest of the building, the heat pumps have been going, and our light bill was $1,050, I think, or something like that for
Wow.
last month.
Cause it's too cold for the heat pumps to
Yeah.
run.
They don't work efficiently.
What do you would say, around 25, 20, 25?
I think
They
once
say around 40 degrees, after 40
I was gonna
degrees,
say
you start losing that efficiency.
Yeah.
I mean, they still work, but,
Yeah.
it takes more energy to.
Yeah,
So it's been climbing the last couple of months. but-
Last month it was 800.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I know there was discussion with Mary Ann when they put them in, like when it hits a certain temperature, they recommend switching back over to oil, and I don't recall what that was, and so that's what we're doing, switching back over to oil till things warm up.
yeah.
So yeah. Any other questions, comments, issues? How you doing, Richard?
I think they ought to push that bank back down there at that corner.
Okay, back at the corner.
Yeah. Down the old store, just right down here, down over the hill.
Oh, yeah, yep.
You're almost gotta come in completely into that, through that corner in order so to turn to go up that road.
Gotcha.
What, Greenwich?
Greenwood
Yes.
and 219.
They let that build out there too far, but compared to what Clifford used to let it, but.
Right.
Okay.
It's gonna have to get pushed back this weekend anyways, just
Right.
sounds like.
Yeah.
I think we got a pretty good storm this weekend, so. Yeah. So, any other, do you have much complaints this last storm?
Oh, no,
Enough?
yeah,
Just par for the course, buddy.
yeah.
His favorite part of the job.
Yeah.
That helps.
Comes in just
I
sputtering.
loved,
I have to calm down.
I loved,
Go to bed.
Cameron's response to somebody complaining about Buckfields. He just tagged them with a job application.
There you go.
I was like, that's good, I like that.
As a taxpayer, he said. He made it very clear that he was,
Right, yeah.
acting as the town manager.
that
I
was
saw
awesome.
that.
Like,
It was great.
yeah. Alright.
Well, I thank you for everything you do, Sean.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I think things are going great personally. You're never gonna make everybody happy. I mean, just how it goes. Most people can't get along with themselves, let alone make 800-900 people happy. So, all right.
Is
So I'll
there,
make a,
is there a copy of the comprehensive plan on the website somewhere?
yep, the last one. So that's what next Tuesday's planning board meeting is gonna be about. The lady from AvCog is coming to just basically help us figure out where we need to start in order to update it. For AvCog to just like do a whole brand new start to finish comprehensive plan would be like $25,000. So, so hopefully we'll be able to get it straightened out. We'll just fix the one we have.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I make a motion that we adjourn at 6:28.
Second.
All in favor? All right. Thank you, everyone.